Hello all, welcome to Selenium Python Training Series. In this session, as part of Selenium WebDriver, I'm going to practically demonstrate how to handle Bootstrap Model Dialogs. So let's get started. So what are these Bootstrap Model Dialogs? So they are dialogues which appear on the web pages, okay? But they are part of the same web page, guys. They are not separate. Like alerts are something you don't have to switch to them, okay? In case of alerts, if you get an alert on the web page, you have to switch to the alert in order to perform the operation on the alert that we have already seen in the previous session. But coming to the Bootstrap model dialog, there is no purpose of switching. There's no need of switching, guys, because these Bootstrap model dialogs are part of the same web page. So you have to automate this Bootstrap model dialogs in the normal way, guys, because you will get the right click inspect option, everything. But on the alert or confirmation dialogs or prompts or authentication pop-ups, you will not get any right click options. Okay. I'll show you practically, guys. If I take you to one of the website where you get an alert or something, let's say I'll take you this omega.blogspot.com. Just see, guys, when I right click on that alert, right, displayed alert, you will not get any inspect option. I'll click on this button to get the alert. You see, alert got different. If I right click here, am I getting inspect option? No. If I right click on this OK button, I cannot interact with these elements directly with the help of Selenium, right? Instead, I have to switch to this alert with the help of Selenium and then perform the operations using some commands. But we cannot locate the elements on the alert directly using Selenium. Okay. Not only these alerts, guys, that other type of alerts like confirmation dialogs or prompts also same thing. You cannot right click and inspect the elements and try to locate with the help of Selenium and all. That's not possible. And coming to the authentication pop-up also same thing. Okay. Coming to the authentication pop-ups also same thing. That is if I go to this internet Heroku, okay, kind of page, and here you see there is authentication related stuff, basic R. Click on that link, you will be taken here and you got the basic authentication dialog. Okay. Right click, you see, you'll not get the inspect option here. So right click, you will not get the inspect option. That means you cannot directly inspect the elements on this pop-ups or these alerts. So they are not part of the same web page. Okay. They are not part of the HTML page. So hence they are JavaScript related stuff, guys. Whatever we have seen so far is the JavaScript related stuff. Now coming to the this one, even this web push notifications also we cannot do, guys. Okay, we cannot right click on the web push notifications and inspect. So for all this stuff we have to go in a different approach. But coming to the Bootstrap model dialog, they are part of the same HTML page. They are not separate things. You can right click on the elements on this Bootstrap model dialog and inspect them and create the locators for them, guys. I'll show you one example now. Copy this and go here, press enter. You see, there's a if you go to this page, guys, okay, automate now.io sandbox automation testing practice website /modals. If you go to this URL, right, then you get this button. This is one of the example URL where you have this Bootstrap model dialogs. Click on this button, guys. When you click on the button, you are getting this Bootstrap model dialog. You are getting on the page. You see, when the Bootstrap comes, the remaining area of the page looks like grayed out, and the focus is on this dialog, Bootstrap model dialog. I'm a simple Bootstrap model dialog. Okay. Now, can I perform operations on this? Yes, you right click on this, you see inspect option is coming. Earlier on alert, when you right click on the OK button or whatever it is, the inspect option was not coming. But in case of Bootstrap model dialog, inspect option is coming means this Bootstrap model dialog is part of the same HTML web page only. To automate it, we have to do the same process. The simple way, the way we automate, right? Instead of switching, there is no need of switching to this Bootstrap model dialog, guys. So let me write the code here. I'll simply write WebDriver dot and hover the mouse on WebDriver and import this WebDriver from Selenium. And after that, I'll say WebDriver dot Chrome. I'll say it will return you the driver object reference. Now using the driver object reference, I'll write the code like driver dot maximize window, then driver dot give the URL. This is the URL, right? Where we have that Bootstrap model dialog available. Then center. After that, I need to click on this button, guys. To get that Bootstrap model dialog, I have to click on the button, inspect this button, simple model button, and the button has an ID, guys. Copy the ID locator of this button and write down driver dot find element by dot ID. Give the ID, guys, and say dot click. Let's run this script and see whether that button is being clicked and Bootstrap model dialog is coming on it. Hover the mouse on by and import this from Selenium. Here I'll say time dot sleep for a while so that we can see the button appearing on the page, or we can go with Firefox. That's better. Firefox instead of Chrome. I'll go with the Firefox here. Now run the script and see. This we are taken to this page, and the button is being clicked, and we are getting that Bootstrap model dialog or not for now. Okay. How to handle the Bootstrap model dialog? I'm still have to cover it, guys. Okay. This is only to see whether we are able to click on that button and we are getting that dialog or not. Okay. Bootstrap model dialog or not. Once a Bootstrap model dialog comes on the page, then we are going to perform some operations on it. It's taking us to the page, and we'll click on the button, guys, and we got this Bootstrap model dialog. Now, what I want to do is I want to perform multiple operations on this Bootstrap model dialog where I want to retrieve this heading and print in the output console of PyCharm ID. And here, all this particular text also I want to read from this dialog, and also I want to close this dialog. Okay, I want to close this dialog. All these three operations I want to do. I'll try to do that here. Once the dialog comes, what I have to do? First, I have to retrieve this heading. Inspect this. You see there is an ID for this. Copy this ID and write down driver.find element by.id, use the ID, and say dot text command. Okay. So this particular thing is there between the tags, so I'll use the text command, and here I'll simply say heading is equal to, I'll say print of heading. This is one thing. What are the other operations I want to do on this simple Bootstrap model dialog? I want to retrieve this particular text, read this particular text. You see there is a paragraph here. So, but the paragraph doesn't have a proper ID. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this help of this ID. Control F, /div @ID is equal to okay, this is ID, and under that we have to go to this paragraph, right? There is a sibling here. Under that I'll say slash following. Okay, colon P. I'll say it's locating, right? Locating only one element. So copy this. There's some text between the. You see there is some after also there. So it's kind of difficult for me to get only this portion of the text. Okay. So simple model dialog. Something after. Let's find it out. What's going to happen? Whatever that comes, let's try to print it out. Then text on dialog is equal to driver dot find element by dot XPath. Give the XPath expression. Path expression is not coming. I'll just copy this XPath expression again and paste it here and say dot text, and I'll print out this print text on dialog. Let's see whatever the text, let it come. Okay, no exact text or the things that are there inside the p tag, anything should come. It's okay. And here I'll inspect this. I'll inspect this cross button and close button. Otherwise, here button Arial label close is there. Copy this. I'll simply say. Otherwise, I'll take this Arial label. I'll create an XPath expression here. Control F / button @ is equal to close. It's not working. I'll give the circular brackets here. No, I'll give 2 here. Yes, 2 is coming. 1 means what is coming actually? Type button is coming, but this is not there. Okay, 2 is the right one. Okay, I'll go with the 2. And here write down driver dot find element by dot what? XPath. Use XPath expression and say dot click. You're closing the dialog. Here, before closing the dialog, I'll just give some time.sleep base. Just for demo purpose, I'm giving time.sleep here. Done. Now run the script and see what's happening, whether the dialog is coming or not. If it is coming, it's able to retrieve the heading and text on the dialog, and it's able to close or not. Let's see, let me run the script. It's a normal way of automation I have written, but this is not going to work, guys. Okay. Though Bootstrap Model Dialog is part of the same page, the same web page, but still it is not going to work, guys. Okay. It's not still going to work. You see, Firefox browser is launching. It will get maximized. This is not going to work. It is not going to retrieve the heading and text now. It is going to that page. It will click on the simple model dialog. You got the Bootstrap Model Dialog. But is it closing and all those stuff? No, nothing is happening on this page. Just go to this and output and see what happened. You see some exceptions and all came. It is saying that which exception? Invalid selector exception. Is invalid, it is saying. Okay. Okay, let me give double slash button otherwise. Okay, let me run this again. I gave the XPath expression wrong anyhow, but still there is one more problem that will come. Now, let me run the script again. It will maximize the browser. It will take you to the application URL. But the heading and text on the dialog should be retrieved, right? You see? Is it clicking on the close button? No, right? Again, the exceptions came. Which exception we got? Again, invalid selector exception came, double slash button. Where is the problem? Okay. Double slash button. Your label is called to close off 2 is fine only. There's no problem in that. Fine. So otherwise, let's give a different way. Correct only, right? Okay, I need to give, the circular brackets, I missed it. Okay, that's why it's saying invalid. Okay, this entire thing I didn't copy paste properly. Okay, the error is correct only. I have to give a proper XPath expression. I forgot to provide the opening circular bracket in the XPath expression. That's why it's giving the error. Let me run it again this time. Now let's overcome that invalid selector problem. That's okay. We are learning something new in this session. Okay, coming to invalid selector exception when you give improper XPath expression. The syntax of the XPath expression is not good, then you are going to get that kind of expression. Okay, that kind of exceptions. This time let it click on the Bootstrap model dialog. Let's see what will happen. Is the Bootstrap model dialog closing? Still, yeah, now it's closing, guys. Okay, now it got closed. Let's go to this, but there is no output here. I thought the heading text and the text on the dialog will be printed in the output console, but it's not happening. Only the close is happening because we gave some time here, right? That's why it's happening. If I have not given this time, even it would not have closed. You see, if I give something like this, if I don't give the time here, let's say, if I don't give this time here, let's see how this will work. Will it click on that close button or not? Let's see. The small thing that you have to take care here. That's why, I'm just repeating the scripts again and again, rerunning the scripts again and again. Just focus here. Let's see if the timing is not provided, then, is it closing? It's closing somehow, but, we are not able to see what's happening on the page. We didn't get the heading. We didn't get the text. We don't know what's happening. So guys, the problem here is the moment you click on this button, the moment you click on the simple model, immediately this dialog is not coming. It looks like, visually it looks like when you click on the button, the dialog is coming, it looks like. But to load that particular dialog on the web page, there is some delay, guys, okay? Because these are asynchronous calls. You are not getting this dialog when you are loading this web page, right? You see, when I am loading this page, whatever the things that are coming are synchronous things. That is this button and all those things, headings, text, this logo or whatever it is, breadcrumbs and whatever things are that are coming on the page, right? They're coming because they are synchronous things, okay? They are loading along with the pages. But the moment I click on this button, is the web page loading? Just see. When I click on the button, is a web page loading? Without the web page being loaded, this dialog is coming in. This is asynchronous, guys. It's asynchronous. And there may be some delay in displaying this dialog, guys. Okay, there may be some delay in displaying this dialog. That is the reason, guys. Maybe in real time, what's happening is before the dialog comes, right? Before the dialog comes, before this particular dialog comes, these operations are being performed, and hence it's not able to retrieve the text, and all the stuff are not happening. So what I will do is after I click on this button, I'll give some wait timing here. I'll try to give some wait timing here, time dot sleep, and I'll give some 3 seconds of wait time here. Let's see what's happening. So earlier, after clicking on the simple model dial button, okay, I was not waiting here. I'm not halting the program. This dialog may take some time to display on the get displayed on the page. Okay, since this timing waiting time we are not doing, it was not able to retrieve the heading and text. But now let's run this code and see. Since I applied the waiting here of 3 seconds before I perform any operation on this Bootstrap model dialog, right? This time, because of this waiting of 3 seconds, any changes are happening or not? Let's see. Are we getting the heading and text printed in the output console or not? Let's see. Click on the dialog. You see, after 3 seconds, working fine. Let's go here and see. You see, this time you got the heading and dialog heading and text on the dialog is how? Because this dialog earlier also was getting displayed, guys, but after some with a delay. Because this is asynchronous dialog, it's taking some time to get displayed on the page. That's the reason you are not getting this heading and all. Okay, these operations were being performed before the dialog is being displayed on the page. Okay, and errors are not coming because this is part of the same HTML page, right? So errors are also not coming. Like this element is not found. Such kind of exceptions we are not getting because these elements are part of the same web page, HTML web page. Hence, they are not, even though they are not displayed, right? Nothing is happening here. That's the reason, guys. We have to specify the time. Now, since we are, in the beginning and all, I'm covering all the Selenium concepts one by one, right? So I am implementing the waiting mechanism in a different way here. In the coming sessions, I will show the proper way of implementing the Selenium waiting mechanism. This is the waiting mechanism from Python. Okay. Time.sleep is a waiting mechanism from Python. Okay. In Selenium, we have different waiting mechanisms. Here, the best way to handle this Bootstrap model dialogs is to use that Selenium's waiting mechanism, not Python's waiting mechanism. Okay, we have to wait for this particular heading to be displayed or pop-up to be displayed. Then you perform the operations. Like that, we have to write something here that I cannot show you because I have not covered you the Selenium Python's WebDrivers waiting mechanism. I didn't cover. Okay, that is going to be covered in the upcoming sessions. You see, once it is covered, you can understand that whenever tomorrow you are trying to implement this waiting mechanism for this Bootstrap model direct to be displayed. Here, instead of writing time.sleep, write the waiting mechanism of Selenium. But even though you don't understand, guys, at a high level, I'll write the code. It looks something like this, guys. Okay. WebDriver wait is a waiting mechanism from Selenium. I'm not going to explain this WebDriver wait in detail in this session, but how to write that, I'll show you. At a high level, you just understand. Okay. Instead of writing time.sleep, right, I'll be writing like WebDriver wait. Create an object for this WebDriver wait, hover the mouse and import this WebDriver wait from Selenium. And here, first argument you give as driver, and second one, maximum time. This doesn't mean that you have to wait for 30 seconds. This is a maximum time. If this particular thing appears before 30 seconds, so it will not wait for the entire 30 seconds, guys. Okay. Something like that. Here I'll say wait is equal to. I'll explain more about this WebDriver wait in the coming sessions, but as the thing situation has come, I'm going to show you. You can either put the time.sleep if you don't want to use this one for a while until these topics are covered, or you can blindly write this code for a while if you don't even understand also. Okay. So I have to write like this, wait dot until. You have to wait until this particular heading is displayed on the page. Okay. Let's write like that. Okay. So expected conditions underscore conditions dot for the mouse on expected conditions and import this from Selenium. Now write down expected conditions dot visibility of element located and give circular brackets inside this. And here write down by dot ID. Which ID? We have to wait for the same heading element only, heading element. So I'll take this ID, guys. Okay, I'll take this heading ID like this. I'm waiting for this heading to be displayed on the page. Okay. So heading displayed means we are waiting for the heading means pop-up will be displayed on, right? If pop-up is coming only, this heading will be there on the page. So we are waiting until the pop-up is displayed indirectly with the help of heading, guys. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, you see this command, until command will return you this web element, guys. Okay. You don't have to create a driver.find element again. Okay. So here simply say heading, guys. Okay. Heading is equal to, and again, you don't have to create this heading object. Instead, copy this part, heading part, and replace all this stuff and directly say heading.text. Introduce variable first. Okay, what's the problem? This is fine. Heading is coming. Simply say heading dot wait WebDriver wait dot until expected conditions dot visibility of element by dot id. In that we are locating the element. But why I'm not able to perform the operation? Heading dot is not coming. Right, heading element dot. Oh, it's surprising actually. Print. Yeah, now it's working. Heading element dot text. Okay, somehow it was not working. This is the element we got, and that element we are retrieving the text, guys, and we are printing that here. Text on the dialog we are getting from here, and finally we are closing. Let's see this is working or not. This Selenium waiting mechanism is working or not. I'll explain more about the waiting mechanism of Selenium later, guys. Okay, this is a better way to write the script, but since the topic is in the coming sessions, I am not going to cover in depth. You'll understand this WebDriver waiting mechanism in the coming sessions. Here, we have to wait for that particular dialog to be displayed before we perform any operation on the dialog, guys. It'll be very fast. See here. Now everything is working fine. You got the heading, you got the text on the dialog, and the dialog got closed. So here, it has not even waited for the 3 seconds, right? It has not even waited for 3 seconds. Immediately when the dialog came, it has performed the operation on the dialog. We have waited only until that particular dialog is displayed on the page. With the help of Selenium wait, we have done that. So hope guys you understood how to handle the Bootstrap model dialogs. It's similar to the general automation script only, but only the thing is that after you have to wait for that Bootstrap model dialog to be displayed on the page. To try to perform the operations on this Bootstrap model dialog before it gets displayed on the page, you will not get any results. Okay, it's better you wait for the Bootstrap model dialog. That's a very important point, guys. And unlike this alerts, confirmation dialogs, prompts, and all those stuff, right? You don't have to switch to the Bootstrap model dialog because Bootstrap model dialog is part of the same HTML page. I can inspect the elements on the page and directly perform the operations with the help of locating the elements on the Bootstrap model dialog. Okay, simply we have to wait for the Bootstrap model dialog, and normal way we have to locate the elements on the Bootstrap model dialog and perform the operations. So hope guys you understood how to handle the Bootstrap model dialog in this session. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye.